I was looking forward to getting this parcel because, as you all know, I really like my leather-bound notebooks. That's my William Hanna, which is wonderful. So I wonder what this new one's going to be like. Let's find out. Okay, so here we go with a quick opening. Let's have a look and see what this Explorer refillable leather journal is actually like. Being very careful while opening this plastic wrapping so I don't spoil anything. Trying to be careful. Being so careful I'm not even spoiling the plastic wrapping. Oh, nope, tell a lie. Right, here we go. Now, I had an endless journal when they first started up, I think. And I have to admit, it was rather stunning. The quality was excellent. It came in a nice little wrapper, rather like this. It was just really well thought through. Oh, I see. So, Endless Explorer refillable leather pad contains 68 GSM Tomo River, designed in Madras and made in India, which nowadays I think is a sign of very good quality. So, say hello to your new companion. Bustling streets, shrouded mountains, crashing waves, the touch of supple leather, the sound of pen scratching on paper, the rustling of the pages in your journal, meet your new companion, etc. Includes leather sleeve, pen loop with elastic, bands for 2 notebooks, 1 storyboard large, dotted layout, 64 pages. So here we go, let's open it up. Endless Explorer. Thank you very much. Carefully designed to be part of your everyday life, a companion to hold your great ideas. Me? Well, I might have one once or twice, you never know. Pair it with your storyboard large notebook, start exploring. And then, okay, it's got instructions for loading 1 notebook, 2 notebooks, 3 notebooks. How it actually operates, so that's nice. And then, ideas are endless, a nice little sticker. And then you can order more refills from there. Okay. And here, I think, we have a very nice leather case for a notebook, a storyboard notebook, which is apparently 68 GSM Tomo River paper. They're changing their paper, well, they're in the process of doing it right now, I think. So it does depend to an extent on what the new leather is going to be like. This feels lovely. It's not quite so highly finished as a traveller's notebook, but that's not a problem. It feels really, really soft and supple. It's got a gorgeous feel to it. Hold on one second. This is a traveller's notebook. This is my sketching one. As you can see, the cover on this is a sort of matte finish, whereas this is a standard leather skin, quite polished and smooth. So that's interesting. It has the Endless stamp on the back. And the interesting thing here is that a standard traveller's notebook works on the basis of a couple of bands on the inside. And it's the one band that's been pushed through the leather twice, and then you just attach your notebooks by sticking it through the band, or the second band as well if you so desire. And then they have elastic bands that will connect the different types together. This is different because this has, instead of having the loop coming through the back cover of the notebook, this one has the loop coming out through the middle. And that, I must admit, makes sense to me, because when you're writing in the last few pages of a traveller's notebook, you do tend to find that the big knot that's holding the binder in place does get in the way, and it does tend to make the last few pages quite difficult to write on. With this, you won't have that. I guess you can just pull the strings down or up, and that way they're kept out of the way of the different pages you've got. You have two strings, and they're simply held in place by these cutouts in the leather. Well, that makes sense. Actually, you've got a third string there. So hang about. We've got two strings here, a gold and a red, but then there's also a traveller's notebook style string that comes up through the middle, and that one that comes up through the middle is also the string that comes over the top and binds everything together. That's rather neat. But that means, I would think, you could easily have 3 notebooks, 1 string per notebook. That makes this really practical. I like that. I like that a lot. So basically you're looking at cahiers that will fit in there. No description on that, so I won't look at that. But if I just have a quick look back here, let's have a look. So you've got the centre band has to be the first one always. For 2 notebooks you can have a second band, and for 3 notebooks you've got 3 bands. So you put the first one in the centre fold, which is the one that uses this. Then the second notebook, either of the 2 bands, and the third one you're using all 3 bands. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. Simple, very effective. So let's just see how that works. Here I have a second, as you can see, 68 GSM Tomo River, another dot grid. So let's just open this up. The build quality from Endless is superb from past experience. They tend to have exceptionally good quality of manufacture. So here's a storyboard. This is one that hasn't been used, obviously. And the first thing I notice is it's got well designed stitching straight up the spine. So it's the sort of notebook that is not going to embarrass you at any point. This is a notebook built for life. I've got one there. Let's stick this one in here. I believe they have a variety of different formats. So they have lined paper, planed paper, dot grid, etc. Okay, so with the 2, I can see this as taking over from my traveller's notebook as my main sketching notebook, because for sketching and painting this is a slightly better size. I like my traveller's notebook. I like it. In fact, I love it. I love it dearly. But when you compare the size of the page, when I have been out and about sketching, it's quite a long landscape section. So it's good, but it could easily be so much better. Nice paper for sketching on this, Tomo River design stuff. This is Tomo River, Traveller's Notebook I meant to say. But it is very good quality paper for sketching and for watercolouring. What I would probably have to do with this is design my own inserts for sketching purposes, because I don't know that Endless do watercolour style paper, which is not a great concern, but it's something you have to be aware of. That leather is really quite wonderful, and I've got a feeling this is going to age very well. I think it will get its own patina from being held and will work very nicely. Now, it's also sent me a pen loop, which is jolly kind. Let's just see how this works. That's neat. So it's just a standard pen loop like my William Hanna ones, except the pen loop itself is just a little bit shorter. Let's just see. Pen or pencil, please. That'll do. Sketching pencil, why not? Stick my water in there. And quickly eject my lead, as it were. Not the best demonstration of a pencil, but there you go. That makes for a very neat and I think very attractive little package. I think the leather is just wonderful. I think it's stylish. It's clearly very well stitched on the pen loop, and the pen loop does grip the leather really satisfyingly, I would say. It gives you the impression it's not going to fall off at any point. There's enough friction on that band to keep it in place. The stitching looks frankly superb. Very, very well done. Machine stitched obviously, but nonetheless strong for that. And it's finished well, so they've actually taken the time to polish the edges of the leather here. Just well done. But this leather, this is really rather magnificent. So how does it compare with something like a William Hanna of a similar size? Well, it's considerably smaller, as you can see. It does not have the William Hanna really rather fabulous set of rings, so you can remove pages and put them elsewhere. But it does have the benefit that it's really slim because it hasn't got the metal rings, which do force the size of the William Hanna, so those metal rings do mean that it's fatter at the top, which is not a problem, but you know, it means that it's horses for courses. This to me feels like the sort of thing I'd be more likely to take out and about, because I don't like damaging the leather on the William Hanna. This is such lovely leather. But this is something to carry around all day and are absolutely ideal for sketching in. I love the feel of that leather. That is really nice. And it will mark, as you just saw. But I think natural oils from your hands and fingers will tend to polish up the leather quite nicely without any other effort. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, the only thing I would say is how big is it compared to other cahiers? And it is a smaller size, as you can see here. This is a Goulet Pens cahier, which is pretty much a standard size. The Endless size is different, so it's not something you can immediately get an alternative supplier of cahiers and just stick them straight in. However, I don't think that matters, because Endless Paper being based in India, their prices are very competitive. I would hope before too long they'll start developing international contacts so that you can go elsewhere and buy your Endless refills more locally, so you don't have to worry about shipping. That is really rather wonderful, I think. So I have another new notebook with a pen loop, and I think they are absolutely magnificent. So that was interesting, wasn't it? So we've got a new, fabulous, and I do think it's fabulous actually, Indian made notebook with pen loop, and it really does feel quite divine. It's lovely, soft, supple leather. It is not as smooth as my traveller's notebook, and it's a little bit less supple. I wonder how that's going to change over time. It may well be that the leather on this Endless notebook gets a bit more soft and supple. And I'm fascinated by the actual cover itself, because it's almost as though it's been shaved off to make it more like a sort of a soft, smooth suede rather than a normal skin of leather. I don't know what you actually call it, but when you look at most leather, it's sort of shiny, isn't it? Now you can see that shining there, whereas the Endless leather is a matte that will not shine at all. And here, putting it next to the William Hanna, again, you can see that there's a shine on this Italian leather from William Hanna, whereas this has no shine. But that's not a negative. It feels absolutely wonderful in the hand. Hope that was interesting. I'll put a link down the bottom to Endless, and do please contact them if you're interested in any of their products. I've certainly been very impressed with their notebooks before. They use Tomo River 68 GSM, which is, as any pen user knows, just about the best paper you can get. And the notebooks they have produced have been really superb quality. The ones that I've used have been wonderful. The ones are wonderful. God, I could be a writer. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Hope that was interesting. Go to the bottom, there's a link if you want to support the site. You can go to Patreon and pay a tiny amount of money and then get an update every month on what I'm doing. And if you are so inclined, you can contact me to get in touch with the Pen Pals Club. There's a link down there for you to write to me, and then I will send an email back to you with a link. And like it, share it, subscribe, hit the bell button, all that stuff, you know what you do. And I will look forward to speaking to you shortly. Soon I'm going to have to produce a best of the year set of things. That could be quite interesting. It might be boring. Who can tell? Speak to you soon. Bye. On the Saturday, I received a note from UPS, no less, saying, "Jolly well done. Your parcel will be delivered on Monday." And I thought, wow, that's quick. And then on Sunday, I got an update from UPS saying your parcel will be delivered between 9:15 and 1:15 on Monday. I thought, wow, that's really, really quick. And then on Monday I checked up, and yes, it was due to be delivered Monday between 9:15 and 1:15. And then I went and had a look at the tracking and said it was in Chennai on Saturday and arrived in New Delhi on Sunday, and yet it was going to be with me on Monday. I thought, that's not true. That's a lie. And I contacted UPS, and yes, lo and behold, the package was still in India. And I think what happens is UPS and a number of other firms will, as soon as they pick up something, that generates an automatic email based on some flaming stupid algorithm that means they'll send out an email to the customer to say, oh right, we're going to deliver tomorrow because we've just picked it up, because they assume they're always going to deliver the next working day, even when it's clearly not true. So I got quite infuriated by that, and I did some updates on Twitter on Monday and Wednesday and Thursday, I think, saying how pathetic. And I've got to write to UPS, to the chief executive, because it is frankly ridiculous to send out messages to clients saying we're going to deliver on this day between these times when they know damn well they can't. Because it means people like me who are self-employed then have their day wrecked because of having to sit down and wait for a parcel that can never arrive. So that's my rant over.